Hey folks, welcome to the video. It's Johnny Keeley here, and Adam Maziri, head of Instagram, has been on his Instagram stories talking about some of Instagram's plans for next year. Some of these are quite interesting, and particularly how they affect us creatives, us artists, and us photographers on the platform. Let's go through each of the things that he said and some of the other changes coming to the platform in 2022.
Next year, we're going to be rebuilding Instagram with more focus on video and messaging, because those experiences are driving all our growth, with the focus on teens and creators.
Okay, so we'll talk about video and messaging later in the video, but first, they want to focus on teens and creators. The positive way to look at this is that right now teens don't really use Instagram, and they want to add that demographic to the wide variety of people that currently do use Instagram. But the other way of looking at it is that they want to be cool, and so they don't really want to hang out with us lot anymore. So Instagram have successfully kind of copy-pasted TikTok into their platform. But if you explore Reels and if you explore TikTok, you will see that you get a completely different experience on each platform. They haven't managed to bring over the TikTok culture, which is what makes TikTok so entertaining and therefore successful. And you see, without that culture that TikTok has, you have Reels, don't you? Now, I can completely understand why they want to bring teens and the young people and the youth over to Instagram, because that's really the only thing that's going to keep the platform alive in the years to come, and that's obviously very important to Instagram. But this tells us that they have fully committed to going down the road where sharing a still image is not as powerful on the platform as sharing a video. As I've always said, you can find success on Instagram as a photographer, but this is done through sharing your world, sharing your process and your personality, and your actual work is secondary to that. But focusing on teens, creators, essentially relying on a new audience to make Instagram great again. And the trouble is they probably won't succeed because all those kids are busy having a great time on TikTok.
I would say close friends, which allows you to post a story just to a subset of people, so you can not bother everyone who follows you with every single story that you share on Instagram.
Okay, I was going to talk about close friends, but I want whatever feature he was just talking about there, where I can bother every single one of my followers with a story. That would be a good feature. But anyway, let's talk about close friends, because this is an interesting one. When I see that someone has uploaded a story to their close friends and I'm one of those close friends, meaning it has that little green circle around where the orange one would be for stories, I jump straight into it. And I think Instagram has probably picked up on that. You know, it's that curiosity thing. You want to know what someone has posted that isn't for their wider audience, but is for that small group that they've put as their close friends. You know, so I think Instagram have definitely picked up on that. And whether or not you post to close friends now, you can explore it by creating your own list. And I've heard that some people actually use this feature as kind of like premium content. For example, if you subscribe like with money, or, you become part of a group, an inner circle, then you get access to being on the close friends list, where you can kind of get premium content, different content that isn't available to the general public, I suppose. So it's possible, and it's rumored, that we might start seeing a kind of premium subscription list natively on Instagram, similar to the close friends list. So Instagram are bringing back the chronological feed as an option. This doesn't mean that they're going to be forcing everyone's feed back to chronological, which means that you see it as it was posted in the order it was posted. This means you will be able to choose it, to my understanding. Instagram have always said that the curated feed is better and it keeps people on Instagram longer. So I think this is basically Instagram's way of saying, right, we're fed up of telling you that the curated feed is better, so we'll let you choose it for yourself. And the curated feed probably is better if you follow loads and loads of people. But the way I'm looking at it, imagine you only follow about 100 people. The chronological feed would actually be pretty nice. You'd get to see, posts as they happen. And so with that in mind, this could go both ways. You may notice that you are following people that you don't really remember following, and you'll unfollow them. Or you might rediscover people that Instagram decided to stop showing you based on your interaction with them. We could see kind of a mass unfollow across Instagram as people realize that they want chronological, but they don't want 1,000 people in their chronological feed. So one thing that is certain, if I've understood correctly, if chronological catches on, posting at a good time will be very important, and you may see more unfollows than usual in the beginning. I will probably switch to chronological depending on how it's implemented. You see, I think social media companies have a different idea about what you want to see than you do. You know, just because you tapped on something or looked at something because it was right in front of you, that doesn't necessarily mean you want to see it again or you wanted to see it in the first place. It just means you're curious. In my opinion, the follow button and the unfollow button should be the only place where anyone decides what content you're going to be shown. If you don't like it, unfollow. If you want to see more of it, follow. That's good enough for me, and I don't know why it's not good enough for Instagram. Anyway, I think we'll see a ripple effect from this. It could be good for some and it could be bad for others.
I'm not saying Instagram is gonna be a video sharing app. Photos are part of our heritage and we're always gonna continue to support photos. I'm saying we're going to do better by videos, particularly immersive videos, because that's driving all of the growth and the interest side.
Okay, so he says photos will always be part of our heritage. That feels a little bit like the sort of thing you would say if you're breaking up with someone, you know, like, I will always remember the good times. You know, that's kind of what that feels like when he makes that statement. So they say they will still support photos. Again, it's a little bit like Microsoft saying, we'll still support Windows XP. I'm not sure they actually do support XP, but that's by the by. So I'm not going to dwell on this because I think we've known that still images are far from a priority on Instagram. You know, the reach on Reels compared to images is insane. But they say they're going to do better with video, and interestingly, immersive video. Regarding immersive video, I can't really visualize how Instagram would implement that if not in VR. But I would recommend, if you want to be ready to catch a wave, you know, be an early adopter, I would keep an eye on this as it's brand new. No one's really doing this well yet. And, you know, at least not on any scale. And I don't think anybody really knows what this could be. But all that aside, there is no doubt that if you want to grow on the platform of Instagram, images alone will not do what they once did. And that's probably the most diplomatic way I could have put that. It's a real shame because I came to Instagram for the still images. I'm still here for the photography. But I'm making Reels, I'm enjoying it. I'm repurposing some of my YouTube content for Reels and I'm enjoying that. But I don't think I'd be doing that like if photos were getting the reach that Reels did.
Nothing to announce yet, but we are definitely actively exploring NFTs and how we can make them more accessible to a broader audience. I think that's an interesting place that we can play and also a way to hopefully help creators.
This is something that is sort of very relevant to the photography community, the sort of digital arts community. And right now, in my experience, the home of NFT kind of communication is Twitter. You can't really sell directly on Twitter, but a lot of the launches of people's kind of collections and things, they will happen on Twitter, as far as I'm aware. Instagram are definitely missing a trick here, and it probably isn't too late to steal these people back. You know, a lot of these photographers and artists that are doing well with NFTs have massive Instagram followings, so you could steal these people back from Twitter. He also talks about how this could help creators, implying that there will be some benefit. This could mean that they will make it easier to sell NFTs, which is the only real benefit. You know, there have been rumors of people being able to show their NFTs on Instagram. I'm personally not really interested in seeing what NFTs people own. I'm probably a little interested in what they've got for sale, but only as interested as the artwork itself. I'm not a collector, I don't buy NFTs. So I'm personally not interested in that, but it could be a really interesting thing and it could kind of start to bring NFTs more to the mainstream, as people right now are only seeing NFTs if they're sort of looking for them. They're not really stumbling across it. Whereas if people had them on Instagram, maybe this would be a way for people to stumble across it and sort of get into the community a little bit more. If you know more about the NFT space and you have some ideas of how NFTs could work on Instagram, leave a comment below because you probably know more about it than I do. So there is no doubt that Instagram is changing in 2022. I think it's probably moving more in the direction of the demographic and culture of TikTok than where it was a couple of years ago. For me, that leaves a whole kind of culture and demographic kind of lost. I'm working on a video which talks about where photographers should be online. So if you put your images or put your photography or your art anywhere online, it could be social media platforms, it could be, you know, different free services, stock websites, things like that. Wherever you put your images, just comment below, let me know, because one of the next videos I want to create is where photographers should be putting their images for particular results, and I want to kind of get that ready for early 2022. So if you have any opinions on that, where you're putting your images online, leave me a comment below. So thanks very much for watching. I hope this was interesting to you. I hope you got a feel of where Instagram is going and where your time on the platform should be spent. So if you did enjoy it, make sure you hit the like button. I'll leave a couple of my Instagram videos up on the screen right now. And to all my subscribers, I will see you in the next video. Take care.